my friend Bob Carr in Mumbai, in India, which formerly was called Bombay, which is the second biggest metropolitan area in the world. It says it's rapidly being swamped with Indians shopping, buying stuff. So this kinetic model applies to all cultures when they are extended into the tactile unconscious. Now, the thing is to talk about our technological landscapes in sensory terms like visual, acoustic, kinetic, or tactile is inadequate because those senses are part of our chemical body, and we're dealing with the shrinking of these technological landscapes into quantum level of bodies, these tiny little apparatus that we're living in. You can't measure the dimensions of it. So it's almost like we can't apply the model of the senses to these technologies. We need to apply the fact that we're extending our central nervous system, which is a nebulous cloud. All kinds of different cultures have models they impose on it, but the image of working within a non-sensory environment would evoke ESP, the image of ESP.
Yes.
So we're extending different ways of ESP, and maybe the kinetic is the last sense that holds on to for the chemical body, and that's why we're holding on. Now, the interplay of these four unconsciouses, Marx, Freud, Huizinga's play, and the medical unconscious. And the medical unconscious means, I didn't really fill that out, it means that we're more aware of what causes disease, not just limiting it to germs or environment or genetics. It's the interplay of these factors plus the stress of life. I don't think that ancient Chinese or ancient Greeks went around looking for stress management courses.
Right.
You know what I mean? And talking about the stress of their life. They maybe expressed it in dance and ritual, relieved it that way, but they didn't spend a lot of time discussing the stress factor in their day. That is the population aware that the environment is massaging them.
Right. Yes, that's right.
And causing disease. And then there's arguments over which is the dominant factor, the allopathic model of germs, the naturopathic model of fungi, bacteria, and nutrition, or the scientific model of genes. I mean, they're trying to create new genes for health now, right?
That's right.
And then the maybe sociological view that it's the environment. I'm saying now, I'm going to add a new dimension here, that the interplay of these unconsciouses in the environment of the TV landscape over the last 30 years has created a situation where we're not unconscious anymore. People live in the collective unconscious, and in the collective consciousness, and the expression of that is listening to the news, the word that makes the market that comes from the White House, and what it's saying. And anybody can see that. Anybody can know what the news is.
Right.
And the news is the driving faction in the information environment, and we're all conscious of it. You could say we're unconscious of how we got to that state, which is what we're trying to do in our press conference.
That's correct.
But most people are conscious of everything and trying to figure out how to become unconscious. Go into a state of denial.
Right,
or
exactly.
To balance off the disease of too much hyper-collective consciousness.
Right.
Now on top of that, technology has come alive, what I call the Android meme, and it is mirroring back a state of collective consciousness. We call it irony, maybe. What does Saturday Night Live do every week? It plays back the collective consciousness to itself with this cynical grin, right?
Yeah, they do the kind of 7-day instant replay of what's happened in the news. That's right. In
the news. And they do it with a cynical smirk, a knowing smirk, saying, let's pretend that there are other people out there, and we're not them, and we're going to make fun of them. But the point is, everybody's in the same Android meme, which is talking to itself, and there is no other person to talk to.
Exactly. Because as they watch these people, they're watching them on TV, so they're actually, right, I get it.
Yeah, and so in that sense, Saturday Night Live is going pretty soon. It's going to be 40 years since like about 1975. this show, you know that people, they like it for a while, then they get sick of it. But it keeps going because it's the only mechanism of dis-ease balancing that the TV landscape offers and could offer. It can only refer to what the Android meme says through the White House.
Right, and then you've got that other show that kind of mirrors that, Jon Stewart's, right? He modeled Saturday Night Live in a certain sense.
He modeled one part, Weekend Update.
Right.
He took the news part, because news is not limited to what comes out of political institutions. News is the gossip culture of just people, celebrities, and weird effects in the culture. And these are all interchangeable. But Jon Stewart claims to be dealing with news, I think. You see, I don't even have to, I've never seen a show, I know nothing about it, but I can pick up through my collective consciousness that everybody has and make some profound statements about it, right?
Right, no, which is interesting that you can say that, because a lot of people, I think some emails have come through, how can Bob never comment on something he's never participated, doesn't know about, da-da-da-da-da-da-da? Because you're looking at it from top heavy, so you're looking, I understand how you're doing it, but to watch the content of it is almost irrelevant. It's the method and delivery of the mechanism and how he is modeled that kind of, how should we call it, a stress management tool. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Well, I have to say this about you, Seattle. You, as an audience, have the most terpsichores I have ever seen. And in case you need a translation, you have the most dancers that I have ever seen in the audience. There's a lady in the green pants who's going nuts over here. I think my favorite guy might be over here on the left side, who he's got sort of a gray T-shirt on, and he keeps coming in and out. He goes nuts.